Good morning to everyone. So MT8791 Embedded System Design Unit 1 Final Year 7th Semester Regulation 2017 Unit 1 Introduction to Embedded System Design. So in this previous lecture already we have seen about the syllabus and what are the list of opportunities and what are the skills we have to develop to be an embedded system engineers, and unit 1 and what are the embedded system design definition, and what are the real-time examples about an embedded system, and what are the characteristics we have when we go for an embedded system design. The next one is what are the digital still camera on detailed applications about of an embedded system like a digital still camera, and what are the functionalities and what are the working principles inside the digital still camera. So up to this we have completed up to the design metrics. So next one is, in this slide we are going to see about the design challenge optimizing design metrics. Okay, so if you are designing an embedded system in the sense that what are the challenges we have to fix. So that is the main concept will behind this topic. Okay, so in this slide, in this lecture, we are going to study about the design challenges. Okay, so an embedded system designer must of course construct the implementation that fulfills the desired functionality, but a difficult challenge is to construct the implementation simultaneously optimizes numerous design metrics. Okay, so if we implement the full functionality in the sense, the design metrics will be a major role. Okay, so for this purpose, an implementation consists of software processor with an accompanying program, a connection of digital gates, some hardware components and software components will determine the design metrics. So design metrics will measurable features of system implementation. Okay. So what are the challenges and what are the hardware software components? How it determine the performance of the embedded system. So we have to monitor these parameters. Okay. So what are the design challenges and what are the parameters when we mind to design an embedded system, right? Okay, first one is unit cost, the monetary cost of manufacturing of each of the system, excluding NRE cost. NRE cost means non-recurring engineering cost. So non-recurring engineering cost means once the system is designed, any number of units can be manufactured without incurring an additional design. So we have to avoid the additional design cost. So that's called non-recurring engineering cost. Okay. So next one is size. As usual, the size should be in compact. The physical space required for the system often measured in bytes of a system, and the gates are transistors. So the number of transistors and gates will decide the particular embedded system design process. The next one is performance, the execution time or throughput. How you are giving that particular output, how it responds that particular system in that particular time limit. So that's called performance. The next one is power. So the amount of power consumed by the system which determines the lifetime of the battery. So as a system, we expect the low power consumptions only. So the power will be a major role when we go for an embedded system. The next one is flexibility. So the ability to change the functionality of system without incurring a heavy NRE cost. So the next one is time to market. That is a very important factor because every system design, every embedded system will have a market window. So if we miss that particular market window time in the sense, we can't sell that particular embedded system. So it will be a huge loss to the particular organization. So we have to predict that market window, market time to predict that to sell that all the product with that particular time limit. It's called time to market. The next one is time to prototype, the amount of time to build a work version of the system, which may be bigger or more expensive than a final system implementation. So the time to prototype will be also used to define the correctness of the system, whether the functionality is correct, whether the expected functionality is expecting functionality will give by that particular system. We have to check by means of some input conditions and what is the expected behaviors and what are the output conditions of that particular embedded system. The next one is correctness. Obviously, the functionality should be correct. If the functionality is not correct in the sense, it may create some disaster effects. So that functionality will be a major role to decide the performance of an embedded system. Almost safety. So safety will be a major role. So in this graph, the sales will increase when the time is increasing. So this limit is called this peak signal. The peak value is called the market time. So if we miss that market time, in the sense we can't we can't sell that particular mobile. We can't sell that embedded system. For example, mobile phone, in the sense, if some mobile phone maybe some bad review about from the customer's point of view, so they will modify that particular design and they will launch that particular time limit. They will launch that particular market window time. They will get a high sale. So if we miss that particular time, in the sense, the customers may not be interested, so they will be lost in that particular product sale. So that's called a market window. So the next slide will describe about the number of transistors is increasing per year. Okay, so first one, the 4004 microprocessor was invented in the 1970s, 1972. So in that processor, we have that 1000 transistors. The next one is 8086, next 8086, next 68000. Next one is up to we are using the Pentium Pro. Now we are using that i3, i5, i7. So we have to classify that i3, i5, i7 functionality based on the nanometer technology. So current trend is i9 processors, which is working under the 10 nanometer technology. Okay, so the current research is going on. So the gate length will define that processor speed by means of this transistors, number of transistors which is inside the particular processors. Okay. Okay, so these metrics typically complete with one another, improving one leads to degradation in another. So to meet that optimization challenge, the designer must be comfortable with a variety of hardware and software implementation. For example, if on industry, in the sense, some may be an expert in hardware, some may be an expert in software. So in this case, nowadays we have to familiar and we have to expertise in both platforms. So that's why the hardware and the platform and the software platform. Hardware platform means we have to familiar in that particular processor technology and sensor technology. Software means we have to familiar in that particular programming part. So in this manner, we have to familiarize nowadays to get an opportunity in embedded system. The next one is the design metrics are heavily constrained in an embedded system. Time to market will be a major role. The next one is difficulty meeting the market time window constraint. In fact, the embedded system complexities are growing due to increasing the IC capacity measured in transistors per chip. So in this optimizing technology, we are going to concentrate the IC technology, processor technology, and design technology. Okay. So up to this, I have stopped here. So in this slide, we have concentrated the design metrics. What are the design challenges, and what is the market time to market, and what are the transistor technology, how the year is increasing, and what are the latest processor and what is meant by nanometer technology. And up to this, I have stopped this processor technology and IC technology and design technology. So in next class, we are going to concentrate the processor technology. Okay, thank you.